Well, welcome back as we get set for our second game today, the second of two between West Texas A&M, the Buffaloes, and UTPB. The Falcons of University of Texas, Permian Basin, as the Buffs in dramatic fashion won game number one today on a Seth Ochoa single to right center field with the bases loaded to bring in the winning run, 10-9. Over UTPB. The Buffs improved to 18-6 on the season, 16-6 in Lone Star Conference play, while UTPB falls to 9-17 in both conference play and overall. And getting set for our second contest today for the Buffaloes, it will be Doug Rojas who will get the start, the junior, with a 7.04 earned run average, 0-2 so far this season. He's started 5 games. He's appeared in 6. And he's pitched in 23 innings, while Grant Harville will get the start for UTPB, an ERA of 5.68. He has no record. He's appeared in 3 games. He's completed 1, but has no record so far this season. He's pitched 12 2/3 innings. Now, I take that back. He's had one game he started. This will be his second game he started today this season, but he's appeared in 3 games so far this year. He's a freshman, so we'll go through all everything as far as how they line up and stack up in this one today. The lineup looks this way. For UT Permian Basin, it will be Mason Hamlin, who will be the shortstop. He will play, freshman will bat first. Michael Clapperton, the senior, will bat second. He'll be at third base. Carson Johnson is the second baseman. He'll bat third. Brent Rigtrop is the catcher. He'll bat fourth. Jack Hegarty in left field will bat fifth. Cooper Cecilski is the freshman center fielder who will bat sixth. Stephen McKenzie is the DH in this game. He will bat seventh. Austin Hall, the first baseman, will bat eighth. And Christian Rodriguez in right field will bat ninth. For the Buffaloes, Mike Manetta will lead things off as he will start off playing at second base today. Ryan Johnson in left field bats second. Adam Becker at third base will bat third. Will Finning in right field will bat fourth. Corey Schmidt, the DH, will bat fifth. Eddie Savoy over at first will bat sixth. Brian Bailey will be in center field, will bat seventh. Seth Ochoa, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And Dave Jensen, the catcher, will bat ninth. The Buffs come in with a record, as said, of 18-6. 16-6 in LSC play, while UTPB 9-17 in both league play, and of course as they get set for action today in the LSC. We'll take a timeout. We'll do so, and we'll come back and get ready for our first pitch. But first, this break on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Well, Douglas Rojas gets set to start this one. Doug, who comes in with a record of 0-2 on the season. He is a 5'11", 185-pound junior from Valencia, Venezuela. Played at Indian Hills Community College. Doug looking for that first win, an elusive one so far this season. Comes in with a 7.04 earned run average. He has appeared in 6 games. He started 5. He's pitched in 23 innings so far this season. He's allowed 21 hits, 20 runs, 18 of those earned. He's walked 16 and he's struck out 22. Clubs are batting .239 against him. And so he, the left-hander, will get things going for the Buffaloes as he takes his final warm-up toss and gets set to face Mason Hamlin, Michael Clapperton, and Carson Johnson. 1, 2, 3 in the order as the lights begin to come on here at Wilder Field. And Mason Hamlin will lead things off, and Mason coming into this one batting .352. Hamlin, with his 92nd plate appearance, looks at strike one from the left-hander. Falcons, who jumped out to the early lead in Game 1 today, 3-0. Buffs tied it up 3-3 after one. Then took a 63 lead until the fifth inning before the Buffs fought back. Then the teams go back and forth before the Buffs finally win it in 9, 10-9. So a 1-1 count for Mason Hamlin, the freshman. Looks at the pitch outside. Hamlin from Falcon, Colorado. 6'3", 195-pound shortstop. Plays the position well. Batting from the right side. Hamlin looks at a strike. That evens the count at 2-2. Hamlin, close to the plate, up in the batter's box. And that one, strike three, got him on a curveball. Nice pitch for Doug Rojas. You watch right here, the left-hander comes home with it, and that just bends right to the inside part of the plate. So first out of the ball game, that brings up Michael Clapperton. Clapperton looks at ball one. Clapperton batting .147 on the season. The senior batting from the right side, playing third base. Looks at a pitch inside for a ball. So he's ahead in the count 2-0. Carson Johnson in the on-deck circle. Cool afternoon. Pitch is in there for a strike. So 2 balls and a strike to Michael Clapperton. Clapperton from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Check swing, and they got him. They're going to appeal. They say, yeah, he went around. So that runs the count to 2-2. Clapperton settles back in, ready to go. Rojas, toes of the rubber, come home with it, and that one misses, or nope, got in there for strike three. So back-to-back strikeouts for Douglas Rojas. And they'll bring up Carson Johnson. Johnson. Batting .359 on the season. This is his 79th plate appearance. Takes a swing and comes up empty. Down to the count 0-1. Rojas working quickly here in the first inning. Outside corners there for a strike. So 0-2 for Douglas Rojas. Ahead on Carson Johnson. Rojas toes the rubber. Gets the pitch and comes home with it, and that's going to be low for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rojas with the 1-2 count. And that's going to be on the nub of the hand. Out to Mike Bonetta, and he pulls that one in. Mike Manetta gets on the pop-up for out number 3. You watch Mike on this one as it's an inside-out swing that goes out to the second baseman. And Manetta just leaps up and pulls that in for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody on base. We played half an inning. Buffs lead it, but Buffs coming to the plate. No score so far as of yet. We'll be back after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is gonna be tough. I mean, that's a bag full of Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwiches with tangy buffalo sauce and creamy buttermilk ranch, melty Monterey Jack cheese, and 3 crunchy chicken strips. How long will you have to wait before you enjoy yours? Oh, about that long. Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich is back for a limited time. Just like you like it.
We'll go to the bottom of the first inning, and it'll be Mike Manetta, Ryan Johnson, and Adam Becker to lead things off for the Buffaloes here, facing Grant Harville. Harville, a freshman with a 5.68 earned run average. He's pitched in 12 2/3 innings. He has started 1 game. He's appeared in 3. He's given up 14 hits, 11 runs, 8 of those earned. He's walked 3. And struck out 6. Teams are batting .269 against the freshman Grant Harville. Harville from Carlsbad, New Mexico. 6'2", 215-pound left-hander. Harville, first pitch offering is going to be on the outside corner for a strike. So Harville ahead in the count, 0-1. Outside that miss. So got the outside corner for strike 2. So the 0-2 pitch from Grant Harville to Mike Manetta is hit slowly to the shortstop, up on 1 throw, and Mason Hamlin throws him out. 6-3 for out number 1. That'll bring up Ryan Johnson. Ryan comes up batting .386, his 89th plate appearance. First pitch is in there for a strike. Johnson with 34 hits on the season. Fouls this one off at the plate. Evens the count at 1-1. Senior from Albuquerque has driven in 17. He's walked 6 times, struck out 7. He has 8 doubles, a triple, a home run. Sends this one out into right field for a base hit. So Ryan Johnson gets aboard with a single. And that'll bring up Adam Becker. Becker coming to the plate, batting .485, his 104th plate appearance this season. Batting from the right side, the senior from Midland. First pitch there and there for a strike. Will Fenning in the on-deck circle. Johnson aboard at first base. Ryan takes his lead. Breaking ball, got the outside corner but misses. So that evens the count of 1-1. The catcher, Ren Rigstrom, looks back to Say, how did that miss? And the umpire tells him. And that's drilled out to left field. Back. Then coming up to pull that one in is Jack Haggerty. And so a long fly out for Adam Becker to left field for out number 2. That'll bring up Will Fenning. Fenning batting from the right side, the senior from Scottsdale, Arizona. Batting .325, looks at a strike on the outside corner. '78th plate appearance for Will Fenning. Sends this one out to right field, and that one curling, and nice catch in right field by Christopher Rodriguez. Takes that hit away from Will Fenning, and so Will flies out to right for out number 3. So no runs on one hit, no errors, one left on base. We have played one complete, no score in game number 2. We'll take a timeout. Be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Suddenlink is now Optimum, with award-winning internet, TV, and mobile, giving you the power to get closer and go farther with speed and reliability. With our new 100% fiber internet we're building, together with Optimum Mobile, voted #1 in customer satisfaction, you'll get the complete connectivity you deserve. And when you combine Optimum's award-winning connectivity with our 24/7 customer service, your future is only a connection away.
Well, we go to the top of the second inning, and it will be the 3, 4, and 5 batters, or 4, 5, and 6 batters, I should say, for the Falcons from Permian Basin, as Brendan Rigtrop will lead things off, followed by Jack Haggerty and Cooper Zasilski. Rigtrop, who's batting .244 this season, this is his 42nd plate appearance. He has 10 hits. He's driven in 3 so far this season. He's scored 6 himself. Looks at a pitch outside for a ball. He's got a double. He's walked 11 times and struck out 9. Inside, that misses low for ball 2. So 2-0 the count for the Falcon catcher. Leading things off here in the top of the second. Fouls this one off at the plate down the right field line. Giving chase is Savoy, but that one's out. So 2 balls and a strike. Troutman, who caught the first game today, catching this one as well. Looks at a pitch outside. So he runs the count to 3-1. Douglas Rojas, who struck out 2 in the first, had a 1-2-3 inning to start things off. Walks Rigtrop here. First walk of the ball game, and first base runner for UTPB. Jack Haggerty heads to the plate. Haggerty batting from the left side. First pitch, inside corner for a strike. Haggerty from Mission Viejo, California. He's a sophomore, 5'9", 170-pound Playing left field, pops this one back at us. So he's down in the count 0-2. Rojas works his way back up to the pitching rubber. Haggerty, quick throw to first base, diving back is Brent Rigstrap. Haggerty, that's inside corner for strike 3. That's out number 1. That's the third strikeout of the ball game for Douglas Rojas. Now he'll face Cooper Zasilski. Cooper batting .314, the freshman from Monument, Colorado. Fouls this one off at the plate. Cooper batting from the right side. Rojas checks the runner at first base and then comes home with it. That's going to be lined out to left field for a base hit. So runners at first and second for the Falcons. And that'll bring up the DH, Stephen McKenzie. McKenzie from Calgary, Alberta, Shoreline College. He plays in the outfield. When he plays in the outfield, he's the DH in this one. 6'3", 240-pound sophomore, looks at ball 1. And that's going to be outside for a ball. One of those pitches you're trying to get the guy to, it's about letter high, you're trying to get him to swing. Just misses out on that one. So 2-0 the count for McKenzie. Inside misses for a 3-0 count. Douglas Rojas checks the runner at second, then comes home with it. And that's going to be 4 straight pitches that he gives up another walk and loads the bases. So 2 walks in the inning, have 2 aboard. So Dave Jansen goes out, visits with his pitcher quickly, comes back. So Austin Hall comes up with the bases loaded. First pitch swinging, fouls it off out of play. Infield is in at third base. Becker is in even with the bag at third. Everybody else back at double play depth. Inside corner for a strike. So Austin Hall batting .232. Trying to get a hit right here to help his club's cause with the bases full. Check swings, fouled off at the plate. Douglas Rojas working in the second inning. Bases are full. So an 0-2 count on Austin Hall. Off-speed pitch, he fouls off at the plate. Austin Hall settles back in close to the plate. That back foot. Here's one golfed over to Becker. It's picked up in time, not in time to first, so that's going to be a base hit that'll drive in a run. It was hit deep in the hole. Seth Ochoa couldn't get it to Becker at third because he had broke on it. So Adam Hall drives in the first run of the ball game. Second hit in the inning. That'll bring up Christopher Rodriguez, batting in the ninth spot. Only one out for the Buffs with bases still full. Rodriguez looks at a strike. Rodriguez batting from the right side. Sends this one up the middle for a base hit. That'll plate another run. So those walks come back to hurt as Sasilski comes home to score. Make it 2-0 in favor of UTPB. And again, just right up the middle. That's lined over the pitcher's head for a base hit. Bases stay full. Kinsey over at third, Hall at second, and Rodriguez at first. Off-speed pitch is fouled off and out of play. This is Mason Hamlin. He struck out his first at bat, fouls this one off at the plate. Rojas comes home with it. It's going to be a strike right at the knees. So the freshman Hamlin settles back in. He's batting from the right side, 348 at the plate. Sends this one down to Becker, comes home with it. Over to first, not in time, but they do get the lead run. So McKenzie is out 5-2 for out number 2. Austin Hall moves up to third. Rodriguez is at second, and Hamlin's on with a fielder's choice. That'll bring up Clapperton. Michael, the senior who struck out his first at-bat. Fouls this one off at the plate. Clapperton settles back in, ready to go, batting from the right side. Pops this one up down the first base line, giving chase, but out of play. It's Dave Jensen behind the plate. Jensen, who didn't start game 1, but came on in relief to fill in for Evan Leibel. Oh, good breaking pitch, strike 3. And that had Clapperton frozen. So he strikes out for the second time. But 2 runs come across on 3 hits. No errors and 3 left on base. We go to the bottom of the second, and UTPB, the Falcons, in front 2-0. We'll take a timeout and be back. The bottom of the second after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
One West is the comprehensive fundraising campaign designed to fuel WT 125 from the Panhandle to the world. We will strengthen WT's impact for the Panhandle region and beyond through a historic, comprehensive campaign, raising $125 million by 2025. The campaign's 3 priorities: people, programs, and places. Now is the time to make a difference for current and future generations. One West.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Well, welcome back to Wilder Park as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Corey Schmidt will lead things off for the Buffs. The DH batting in the 5th spot, will be followed by Eddie Savoy and Brian Bailey. And first pitch swinging, he sends this out to right center field. Back. And that is gone. A home run for Corey Schmidt. As Corey got that one up in the jet stream, and it just kept going. First pitch swinging, Schmidt sends that to the deep part of right center field. And the Buffs get on the scoreboard, trailing now 2-1 to UTPB. And Corey again just got all of this one and sent it skyward out to the 386 mark, and that goes over the fence as Eddie Savoy looks at strike one. Eddie, as has been the case today, turned around and asked the officials, like, where on the outside part of the plate. That one misses inside. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Eddie Savoy. This is going to be hit slow on 2 hops to the shortstop, coming up throwing, and that is going to be Eddie Savoy throwing out 6-3 for out number 1. And that'll bring up Brian Bailey. Bailey in center field from Lancaster, Texas. Looks at ball 1, showed bunt. Pulled the bat back, had the third baseman Clapperton charging in. Bailey. 1-0 pitch on the way. That's going to be in there for a strike. Grant Harrell working here in his second inning of work. That pitch misses for a ball. 2 balls and a strike for Brian Bailey. Seth Ochoa, the shortstop, in the on-deck circle. Inside, that misses for a ball. So 3 balls and a strike for Brian Bailey. Bailey, a 5'9" junior, pops this one up out into shallow right field. And taking charge is Chris Rodriguez. So that is out number 2. That'll bring up Seth Ochoa, the hero from game number 1, with the bases loaded single for the go-ahead and winning run in the 10-9 win over the Falcons. Seth, first pitch is a strike. Ochoa batting .280 on the season. That one gets away from the catcher. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Dave Jansen in the on-deck circle for the Buffs. Off-speed pitch. It's a nice one from Grant Terrell. So a 1-2 count on the junior from El Paso. Sends this one out into right field. Giving chase and reaching up for that one again is Chris Rodriguez. And so after the home run from Corey Schmidt, a 1-2-3 inning, as the Buffs do get a run on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We have played 2 innings. It's 2-1 in favor of the Falcons. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
For 90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, Douglas Rojas comes out for his 3rd inning of work. So far, Doug's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 3. And he gets set to face Carson Johnson, the second baseman, Brett Rigtop, and then Jack Haggerty, the 3, 4, and 5 batters in the lineup for UTPB. First pitch is outside for a ball. Shadows beginning to start to make their ascent out on the field of play a little bit. Inside corner misses. Johnson's ahead in the count, 2-0. Johnson batting .354. That pitch is way outside for a ball. So 3-0 the count is Rojas working here in the 3rd inning. There's a strike. Taking all the way on that one was Carson. Johnson from Carl Junction, Missouri. 5'10", 180-pound sophomore batting from the right side. Pops this one up down the right field line and out of play. So he runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The second baseman for the Falcons settles in, ready to go. Pitch, swung on, driven down the right field line, again fouling out of play. Johnson settles back in. Sends this one out into right center field. That may be trouble. Bailey gives chase. Can't get over there to it, and it'll be a stand-up double. Let's see if he goes to 3 now. It's going to be a stand-up and lead-off double for Carson Johnson. Got a hold of a good pitch. Sent it out to the gap in right center. And that'll bring up Rigtrop. Brent batting .244. Looks at a pitch inside for a ball. He walked his last at-bat, then came around to score in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1 at the plate Actually, he is 0 for 0 at the plate since he walked. Sends this one down the right field line. A junior from Las Cruces. Set a pitch down low. Runs the count to 2-1. Sends that one up the middle for a base hit, and that'll send the runner around. Here comes the throw into the plate. Throw back to second base as Trap able to go in with a single and then gets to go to second base on the throw. Watch this one, just a solid wrap up the middle. And coming up is Brian Bailey throwing that one to home plate, and it's going to be off the mark. And so that'll bring up Jack Haggerty to the plate. One run comes home, makes it 3-1 in favor of the Falcons. 3 runs on 5 hits. And they had dropping a rundown, but the ball got dropped. And so Rig Trap able to get to third base. I think Rig Trap got something in his eye. And so on this synthetic surface, they have those little black pellets that are embedded in the turf. And so that may be what he got in his eye as they check him out real quick. He's going to be over at third base. Haggerty with a strike. They're going to get probably some eye wash a little bit for him here. Again, the Lady Buffs won earlier today, 4-3 over Oklahoma Christian on a walk-off home run. Buffs won the first game today, 10-9 in 9 innings, now trailing 3-1. Here in the third inning, Jack Haggerty steals back in, and that pitch hit him, and so he'll head down to first base. So runners at first and third. The Buffs looks like they're going to the bullpen, and indeed they are. So we'll have a pitching change. That's going to be it for Douglas Rojas, as the Buffs trail this one 3-1. We'll take a timeout and be back with a pitching change after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Went for a onside kick, landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family.
We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Well, Gavin Pringle comes on in relief, the 6'2", 210-pound junior from Duncan, British Columbia. Comes in with a record of 6-0. He's pitched in 17 1/3 innings. He's allowed 15 hits, 9 runs, 8 of those earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 14. Quick throw to first base as Jack Haggerty was measuring his lead while Pringle was warming up. It was interesting because he was getting ready to take off to go to second base with a runner at third. Quick throw back, and that was close. Savoy looks at the umpire at first base and trying to plead his case on that one. Cooper Saselski is batting. Curveball comes in there and misses for a ball. So 1-0 for the freshman from Monument, Colorado. Haggerty again takes his lead off the bag at first. Here's a slow roller. Hit toward third and down and foul and out of play. So that evens the count at 1-1. So 1 run already home here in the third for the Falcons as Carson Johnson doubled to lead things off. Then Brent Rigtrop hit a single to drive him home. Pringle keeping the runner close at first. Saselski steps in, ready to go. Outside corner for a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the center fielder for the Falcons. Got him swinging for strike 3, so that's the first out. That's the first strikeout for Pringle. It's the 4th strikeout for Buff pitching here in the ball game so far. Can't close the book on Douglas Rojas yet. 2 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs. He's walked 2, struck out 3. Still accountable for both base runners. So that brings up Stephen McKenzie, the DH. Quick throw to first. Haggerty's back. Haggerty takes his lead at first. Bunt shown. McKenzie pulls the bat back, so that'll be ball 1. Austin Hall in the on-deck circle. Pringle, bunt shown. They'll score a run. So Rigstrop comes home to make it 4-1. As Stephen McKenzie, sacrifice bunt. He's retired 3 unassisted. For out number 2, he does advance Haggerty over to second base. Pitches outside on Austin Hall. Hall batting from the right side, batting .243. His 71st plate appearance. Hit back up towards the shortstop. Seth Ochoa over to first base in time for the 6-3 putout for out number 3. But UTPB does score 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors in the inning and 1 left on base. We have played 2.5. And it's a 4-1 lead for the Falcons over the Buffs. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Well, the Buff catcher, Dave Jansen, to lead things off here as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be top of the order, Mike Mineta and Ryan Johnson, 9-1-2 in the order. And Jensen lays down a bunt, picked up quickly over to first in time. Kind of bunted that too hard. So he's retired 5-3 for out number 1. As Michael Clapperton comes up throwing. And that'll bring up Mike Mineta, who grounded out to Mason Hamlin, the shortstop. And leading off the bottom half of the 1st. Off-speed pitch, misses for a ball. Grant Harrell working here in his 3rd inning of work. He's allowed 1 run on 2 hits. That one comes inside and misses. So 2-0 for Mike Mineta. And that one does hit him. So Mineta will head down to first base. And that'll bring up Ryan Johnson, who singled his last at bat. Ryan batting .393, 1 for 1 at the plate in this ball game. Batting from the right side. Looks at a strike. Nope, inside, just a little too close. Call that ball 1. The Albuquerque senior batting, ready to go. Fouls this one off and out of play. That is a strike, so it evens the count at 1-1. Should Johnson get aboard? Adam Becker in the on-deck circle. That's going to be high for ball 2. So 2-1 the count on the left fielder for the Buffaloes. Sends this one out into right center field. Circling underneath is going to be Rodriguez, who grabs that and pulls that one in for a fly out to right. That is out number 2. And that'll bring up Adam Becker. Becker, who flew out to left field his first at bat. Will come up with that .481 batting average. This is his 105th plate appearance. Sends this one out into center field. Back. That one's off the center field fence. Coming around to score will be Mike Mineta. So Adam Becker with a stand-up double. Cuts the lead in half for the Buffaloes. Becker just got all of that into the deepest part of the ballpark. As that goes off the .405 mark in center field. And he stands up at second, and Mike Mineta comes around to score, and that cuts the Falcon lead in half, 4-2. That'll bring up Will Fenning. He flew out to right field his last at bat. Looks at a strike on the inside corner. Doesn't agree with it. Fenning pops this one up down the right field line on an inside-out swing. Fenning, who inches closer to home plate, got that back foot on the back line. Has that compact swing, hands close to his chest. Now Grant Harrell wants them to send in a new set. So Fenning steps out, steps back in. Becker takes his lead off the bag at second. Harrell checks the wristband again, comes home with it, and that's fouled off down the right field line and out of play. So an 0-2 count on the right fielder for the Buffaloes. Fenning settles in, ready to go. Harrell checks the wristband. Harville comes home with it, and that one just misses outside. Runs it to 1 ball and 2 strikes, and that was one that Brendan Rigtrop was trying to get the umpire to call. Thought that was on the outside corner. Harville comes home, and that's going to be golfed out into left field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Becker will round second or around third and come on home, and Adam Becker comes home on the Will Fenning single. So now the Buffs trail 4-3. You watch Fenning just golf that one out into right center. Just nice placement on the hit. And that'll bring up Corey Schmidt, who had a home run his last at bat. First pitch swinging, Schmidt, and that's going to get past the second base or the center fielder. Schmidt is going to leg it around from second on his way to third. Let's see, they're going to hold him up there as Will Fenning comes around. Tried to catch that one where Cecilski tried to get that one and just laid out, but it got by him. You watch on the replay here as that one already was by him and back to the fence. So a triple for Corey Schmidt. And we're tied at 4 apiece. 3 runs across for the Buffs here in the inning. Savoy looks at a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Savoy batting .305. 0 for 1 at the plate in this ball game. Takes a swing and comes up empty. So he's down in the count 0-2. Inside, that misses low for a ball. So runs the count to 1-2 on Eddie Savoy. Junior from Montreal settles in, ready to go. Even stance. Sends it down to the third baseman. Comes up throwing in time for the putout. And so Savoy is retired 5-3 for out number 3. But the Buffs do get 3 runs on 3 hits. There was no errors in the inning and 1 left on base. In fact, the Buffs hit a single, a double, and a triple in that inning. And they scored 3. We'll take a timeout, be back for the top of the 4th. We're tied at 4. We'll be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Bud Light, proudly brewed.
In the heart of Texas. We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
Well, welcome back. Popular number 4 and 5. We got 4 runs on 5 hits for the Falcons, 4 runs on 5 hits for the Buffaloes as we go to the top of the 4th. And leading things off will be Christian Rodriguez. For the Falcons, first pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Christian is 1 for 1. He singled his last at bat and drove in a run. Rodriguez batting from the right side, sends us down the third base line, fouling out of play. Christian from El Paso, played at El Paso Community College. He's batting .316 for the Falcons. Looks like a strike on the outside corner. This is his 20th plate appearance. He's got 6 hits, scored 9 runs. He's driven in 2. Sends this one inside-out swing down the first base line. Giving chase with Savoy, but just couldn't get over there to it. Rodriguez has walked 4 times. He has struck out 7 times at the plate. He has a double and a home run so far this season. Rodriguez settles in, ready to go. Sends it right off of Pringle, and that'll be a base hit as that hits Pringle in the ankle. So he'll be aboard with a single. Pringle gives the thumbs up to the dugout, says, "I'm okay." It's one of those that I don't think it hurts right away. I mean, it may sting a little, but then as you continue to stand on it, I think that's when the pain starts to set in a little bit. But Pringle says, "I'm good to go." And he'll face Mason Hamlin, leadoff batter, who is 0 for 2 at the plate. Hamlin batting from the right side. 1-0 count on him. Fouls this one off at the plate, makes the count even at 1-1. Hamlin batting from the right side. Sends this one out into right center field. Back. That one is off the fence. So they had to hold the runner up, Rodriguez, because it didn't know if that was going to be caught. So he'll be over at third as Hamlin with a stand-up double. And you watch that hit, and that just goes back, off the fence in right center. So no outs, runner, a single and a double so far for UTPB in a 4-4 ball game. Gavin Pringle on in relief for Douglas Rojas. First pitch to Michael Clapperton is a ball. Pitch outside, misses for ball 2. Pringle checks the wristband. That one's fouled off at the plate. So 2 balls and a strike. Clapperton settles back in, ready to go. Looks at a strike. So that evens the count at 2-2. Clapperton from Alberta, Calgary in Canada. Batting from the right side. Pitches inside for a ball. That runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pringle. That one's fisted out to right field. That'll fall for, Finning can't come up with it, so 1 run will come home. Here's the relay in to the plate. Man, that was a great throw from Finning. He almost had that too, but Clapperton's going to get a single and will go to second base on the throw. This one, you can see it goes out into right field. Long run for Will Finning. He comes over and thought he gloved it. Got a glove on it, but just couldn't catch it. So the third hit in the inning plates another run for the Falcons. They now lead 5-4. Strike on the outside corner to Carson Johnson. Johnson, who has 1 for 2 at the plate, popped up to the second baseman back in the first and then doubled in the third and came around to score. There's another breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. So he's down in the count 0-2. Calvin Pringle trying to get an out right here with runners at second and third. One misses inside for a ball. Johnson settles in, batting from the right side. That's going to be down in the dirt. Pringle gets the baseball handed to him from Dave Jensen and walks back up on the hill. And before that, Corey Hall's going to come out and visit with Pringle. Taking a look at some of the other scores from around Cameron is leading Eastern New Mexico 5-0. That is in the bottom of the fourth. University of Arkansas Fort Smith leading 1-0 over Kingsville. That's in the top of the fifth. Dallas Baptist is leading 8-2. That also in the fifth. Oklahoma Christian won 10-4 over A&M International. Angelo State leads St. Mary's 2-0. That's in the top of the sixth. So the conversation is broken up. 5-4 ball game here in game number 2. Here's a hit out to right field. Will Finning gloves it and gets it back in. Another run comes home for UTPB as Mason Hamlin comes around to score. As Johnson flies out to right for out number 1. So 6-4 now for UTPB over the Buffaloes. Michael Clapperton goes to third base. And that'll bring up the catcher, Bren Rigtrop. Looks at a strike. Pringle again had a pitch go off his ankle from Christian Rodriguez. Then he allowed a double and a single after that before that fly out. It's fouled off at the fence. Rigtrap is down in the count 0-2. Brent batting from the right side. Fouls this one down the right field line and out of play. The junior from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Checks down the third base line, gets the set with a runner at third base and one out. And that one misses low for a ball. Pringle, I think thought that one was right at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside corner, strike 3. So there's a strikeout for out number 2. It's a second strikeout for Pringle. That'll bring up Jack Haggerty. Haggerty is struck out and was hit by a pitch. Looks at strike 1. Six to 4 here in the top of the fourth. UTPB with the lead. Inside that hits him. So they're going to get together and see if that was a pass ball or if that hit him. So the umps are going to get together on this one. It's either a pass ball, which allowed a run to score, but the runner doesn't get first base, or Haggerty was hit by a pitch as he went down to first base. So it's one or the other, but you can't have both. So if he was hit by a pitch, so they're going to send him to first base. They're going to say that he got hit by a pitch. So Haggerty be on at first, but they're going to send back to third base Michael Clapperton. And that'll bring up Cooper Cecilski. Second batter hit by Buff pitching in this ball game. That's going to be high for a ball. Cecilski has singled and scored and is also struck out. He was 1 for 2. That one just low for a ball 2. So 2-0 the count. Stephen McKenzie in the on-deck circle. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. 2 runs have come across for UTPB. They lead it 6-4. That's going to be high for ball 3. Looks like there is action in the bullpen area. Pringle checks the runner at first. And that's going to miss for ball 4, so he walks in 4 pitches. It's Silski. So bases are full now for UTPB. First walk given up, and that's going to be all for Pringle. So Corey Hall's going to come out and go to the bullpen. And so we'll take a timeout as well. Buffs trailing 6-4 here in the top of the 4th. We'll be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Suddenlink is now Optimum, with award-winning internet, TV, and mobile, giving you the power to get closer and go farther with speed and reliability. With our new 100% fiber internet we're building, together with Optimum Mobile, voted #1 in customer satisfaction, you'll get the complete connectivity you deserve. And when you combine Optimum's award-winning connectivity with our 24/7 customer service, your future is only a connection away.
One West is the comprehensive fundraising campaign designed to fuel WT 125 from the Panhandle to the world. We will strengthen WT's impact for the Panhandle region and beyond through a historic, comprehensive campaign raising $125 million by 2025. The campaign's 3 priorities: people, programs, and places. Now is the time to make a difference for current and future generations. One West.
Well, you can't close the book yet on Gavin Pringle. Justice Hayes comes on in relief. Justice, who has a 1-0 record, did pitch yesterday. He's pitched in 9 1/3 innings for the Buffs. He's allowed 9 hits, 6 runs, 4 of those earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 6. Justice, from Arlington, Texas, played at Carl Albert State College. He's a 5'9" junior. As his final warm-up tosses in and gets set to face Stephen McKenzie, the DH, with the bases loaded. McKenzie takes a swing and comes up empty. Two outs here in the top of the 4th. Pitch is inside for a ball. So 1-1 count on McKenzie, who is walked in his last at bat. That was back in the 2nd inning when the bases were full. Sends this one on a slow roller up to second base in time for the putout, 6-4. So that is out number 3. But UTPB sends 8 batters to the plate, and they get 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors in the inning, and 3 left on base. We have played 4.5. UTPB leads this one 6-4. We'll take a timeout. I'll be back for the Buffs. Bottom of the 4th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Well, Grant Harville is posted to a 6-4 lead here as we go to the bottom of the 4th, and he faces Brian Bailey. First pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Bailey, who's 0 for 1 at the plate today, looks at a strike there. So that evens the count at 1-1. Bailey, who flew out to right field in the second inning, he's batting .185 so far for the Buffs this season. Fouls this one off down the first base line. So he's down in the count 1-2. Bailey, who is at the plate for the 28th time this season, has 5 hits. He has scored 7 runs. He's driven in 8. He's walked 6 times. Struck out 5. Bailey with a 2-2 count coming his way from Grant Harville. It's outside for a ball. So 3 balls, 2 strikes for Bailey to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Fouls this one off at the plate. Keeps the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Seth Ochoa in the on-deck circle, then Dave Jansen. The 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Buffs in the lineup today. Bailey sends this one towards the shortstop, bobbles it. Bailey with good speed, though, beats out the play. So he hit a board with a infield single. Bailey hit it over to Mason Hamlin, and if you bobble it just a bit with Bailey's good speed, makes it tough for the throw out at first. So that'll bring up Seth Ochoa, who flew out to right field his last at bat. Ochoa batting .275. This is his 52nd plate appearance, and that curveball does not break at all. And so it stays outside for ball 1. Ochoa batting from the right side. Again, outside for ball 2. Junior from El Paso. Settles in, ready to go. That pitch is outside for ball 3. Here's action in the UTPB bullpen area. As Grant Harville working here in the 4th. Brian Bailey measures his lead. That's going to be in there for a strike. So 3-1 to count on the junior shortstop for the Buffaloes. As he settles back in, ready to go. Open stance. This one's going to be popped down the right field line. Giving chase is the first baseman, Austin Hall, but it's going to be out of his reach. So that becomes a full count for Seth Ochoa. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As he settles back in, ready to go, batting from the right side. 6-4 our score. This game's gone back and forth between these two. Again, fouled down the right field line and out of play. So Ochoa kind of got some tingling in his hand after that one, I think. Kind of shakes it out, now stands in ready to go. Check swing, fouls that off at the plate. Again, they're doing the overshift on Ochoa as second baseman is playing 4 steps to the left of the bag at second, so he's over closer to the shortstop. Ochoa giving it a lot of room in right field, and that's going to be ball 4, so he'll take the walk. So runners at first and second for the Buffaloes. That'll bring up Dave Jensen. Jansen, who's 0 for 1, grounded out to third, his last at bat. This will be his 22nd plate appearance. He has 4 hits. He's driven in 3 this season. He's walked once and he struck out 3 times. Jensen batting from the right side, ready to go. Again, they overshift closer to the bag at second. Shows bunt. Pops it up to the pitcher. And so Jensen is retired on a pop-up for out number 1. They'll go up to Mike Mineta. Mineta, who has grounded out. He was hit by a pitch. And before that, we're going to have a pitching change. That's going to be it for Grant Harville. So they go to the bullpen for UTPB, and with that, we'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back with the new pitcher after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Went for a onside kick. Landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family.
We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology, innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of...
Well, the new pitcher for the Falcons is Austin Raleigh. He is a 6'3", 215-pound sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada. Played at College of Southern Nevada. His first pitch to Mike Mineta is in there for a ball. Can't close the books yet on Grant Harville with 2 base runners aboard. Ochoa at first and Brian Bailey at second. Mineta. See, as the curveball come in there for a strike. So that evens the count at 1-1. Bailey takes his lead at second base. That's going to be an inside-out swing, foul to the left side, and turns into a strike, makes the count 1-2 on the senior from Farmingdale, New York. Mineta batting .328. It's going to be outside for a ball, evens the count at 2-2. Bailey, who was causing Raleigh to take a long look at him. Fouled off again at the plate. They wait for Michael Clapperton to retrieve that foul ball off the fence that went out close to the pitcher. Mineta settles in, ready to go. Mineta reaches for that one down the left field line, fouling out of play. So the count's still 2-2 for the second baseman for the Buffaloes. Shadows encroaching over on the third base bag. Mineta ready to go. Raleigh checks the wristband, the left-hander. Comes home with it. That's going to be outside for a ball, so full count on Mineta. Raleigh, who is 0-1 so far this season, has an ERA of 4.76. He's pitched in 5 2/3 innings. So the full count pitch from Raleigh on its way to Mike Mineta. Set back up the middle for, they're going to say, a double play as credit Mason Hamlin. He gobbled that up and stepped on the bag at second and then threw to first. And so the Buffs unable to take advantage of two base runners on. And you watch here, and grabs that, step as he got it, stepped on the bag at the same time, and then threw over to first. So Mineta hits into a 6-3 DP as the Buffs leave one on base. So no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. Played 4 complete, 6-4 in favor of the Falcons. We'll take a timeout, be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is gonna be tough. I mean, that's a bag full of Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwiches with tangy buffalo sauce and creamy buttermilk ranch, melty Monterey Jack cheese, and 3 crunchy chicken strips. How long will you have to wait before you enjoy yours? Oh, about that long. Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich is back for a limited time, just like you like it.
As we go to the top of the 5th, Austin Hall will lead things off, facing Justice Hayes. Takes a swing and comes up empty. Austin is batting .239. He's 1 for 2 at the plate today. He singled back in the second, grounded out in the third. First baseman for UTPB. He's got a pitch inside for a ball. That evens the count at 1-1. This is going to be hit toward Manetta. Comes up, throwing over to first in time for the nice put out. Nice play by Mike Manetta. Austin Hall's retired 4-3 for round number 1. And again, this was really a nice hit. And Manetta has to slide to pull it in, and then it comes up throwing over to Eddie Savoy for the put out. That'll bring up Christian Rodriguez. Christian is 2 for 2 at the plate today. Scored a run. He's driven in a run. Got his batting average up to 350. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. Rodriguez batting from the right side. Sends this one past. Found an open spot between first and second. Nice piece of hitting. He gets aboard with a single. It's kind of that in and out swing. As he is able to get aboard at first. They'll go to the top of the order. Mason Hamlin will come up. This is the 4th at bat for Mason. He is 1 for 3 at the plate. Batting .351 for the freshman. Throw down to second. In time to get the runner. He is out. Nice throw from Dave Jansen to Mike Manetta. And so Rodriguez is retired on a throw out. And again, pitch was high, but again, nicely handled by Dave Jansen to Mike Manetta. So Rodriguez is retired for out number 2. So a 1-1 count now on Mason Hamlin. Justice Hayes throws it inside for ball 2. So one thing, Justice not afraid to challenge the runners inside. I think that's one of the things coaches talk about. Can you throw it inside? Do you have the confidence to throw it inside? Justice, as this one's drilled down the left field line, fouling out of play. Becomes a long strike and makes it a 2-2 count on Hamlin. Hayes misses outside for ball 3. So runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Falcons leading this one 6-4, top of the 5th inning. Hamlin looks at a pitch down low for ball 4, so he'll get a free pass. First walk for Justice Hayes. It's the 4th for Buff pitching here in the ball game. Clapperton comes up. Michael batting from the right side. Looks at a ball. Clapperton 1 for 3 today. He's also driven in a run. Clapperton batting from the right side. Pitches inside for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike for the senior from Alberta, Canada. Quick throw to first base. Diving back is Mason Hamlin. Shadows have engulfed third base now, so starting to take hold almost at home plate. Justice Hayes back to first base, not in time. Outside that gets by Dave Jansen, so the runner heads down to second, now turns the corner big like he's going to third. So a pass ball allows Hamlin to get to second base. It runs the count to 2 balls and a strike on Michael Clapperton. And Michael Clapperton sends this one up the middle. So another run will come home for UTPB as Mason Hamlin comes home. That makes it 7-4. And again, this just a solid wrap up the middle. And again, goes back to that wild pitch that allowed the runner to go second base. And so Hamlin then able to come home on that single by Clapperton. Strike on the outside corner to Carson Johnson. Seven runs on 10 hits for the Falcons, 4 runs on 6 hits for the Buffs. Top of the 5th inning. There's a base hit down the first base line for Johnson. Let's see if they're going to send the runner home. They are. Here comes the relay. And so a triple for Carson Johnson. Plates another run. And this one just down the right field line into Coffin Corner. Will Fenning comes up throwing, but no stopping Michael Clapperton as he rounds third and heads to home. And that'll bring up Brent Rigtrop. 8-4 now. Biggest lead of the day. There's a pass ball. It's going to bring in another run. And so now I make it 9-4. So Brent Rigstrap will step back in, leading with a 1-0 count. He was 1 for 2 at the plate today. Looks at a strike. So a 1-1 count on the junior catcher. That pitch is inside for a ball. So 2 outs early in the inning, and then from there a walk, a single, and a triple have plated 3 runs. Hard shot down the third base line. That's fair. That got by Becker. So stand-up double for Rigstrap. So 3 hits in a row. And that's going to be it, looks like, possibly for Justice Hayes. So we'll have a pitching change with the Buffs now trailing 9-4. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Suddenlink is now Optimum, with award-winning internet, TV, and mobile, giving you the power to get closer and go farther with speed and reliability. With our new 100% fiber internet we're building, together with Optimum Mobile, voted #1 in customer satisfaction, you'll get the complete connectivity you deserve. And when you combine Optimum's award-winning connectivity with our 24/7 customer service, your future is only a connection away.
One West is the comprehensive fundraising campaign designed to fuel WT 125 from the Panhandle to the world. We will strengthen WT's impact for the Panhandle region and beyond through a historic, comprehensive campaign, raising $125 million by 2025. The campaign's 3 priorities: people, programs, and places. Now is the time to make a difference for current and future generations. One West.
Well, a new pitcher for West Texas A&M is Ben Christ, 6'3", 185-pound senior out of Texaco, New Mexico. Christ comes in pitching 1 2/3 innings so far this season. He's allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. And he gets set to face Jack Haggerty. Haggerty's been hit by a pitch the last 2 times he's been up to the plate. He also struck out. He's 0 for 1 at the plate today. Pitch is in there for a strike. Chris checks the wristband. Right-hander steps on the rubber. 9-4 is our score here in the 5th. 1 misses for a ball. So a 1-1 count for Haggerty. That was going to be low for a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Haggerty, batting from the left side, settles in. Strap takes his lead off the bag at second. That one misses for ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike. And Chris with a unusual setup. This one's fouled off out of play. So that runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chris, when he walks around the hill, sets up. Then he reaches down with a baseball like he's going to touch his toes. Now comes home with it. Hit down the first base line, fouling out of play. And that's a tough play for Eddie Savoy because he's looking right into the sun. You can see he's got the glove up, trying to shield his eyes a little bit. Doesn't have any sunglasses on over there, I don't think. The sun becomes kind of brutal this time of day. Christ, that's fouled down to Becker on 1 hop over to first in time for the putout. And so Haggerty grounds out 5-3 for out number 3. But productive inning for the Falcons as they get 4 hits. They score 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors in the inning, and 1 left on base. We have played 4.5. They lead it now 9-4. We'll take a timeout and be back for the bottom of the 5th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
One West is the comprehensive fundraising campaign designed to fuel WT 125 from the Panhandle to the world. We will strengthen WT's impact for the Panhandle region and beyond through a historic, comprehensive campaign, raising $125 million by 2025. The campaign's 3 priorities: people, programs, and places. Now is the time to make a difference for current and future generations. One West.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Well, new pitcher for the Falcons from UTPB, Andrew Trautman, comes back into the lineup from Fairbanks, Alaska. Played at Clark College. He is 6'4", 210-pound sophomore. He pitched in our last ball game earlier today, so he comes back in more of a submarine-style pitcher. He comes way inside for ball 1 to Ryan Johnson. Johnson to lead things off, followed by Adam Becker and Will Fenning. 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. That's inside again for ball 2. Trobman comes home with it. That's outside for ball 3. Andrew settles in, ready to go. Inside for ball 4, so 4 straight pitches. He walks Ryan Johnson.
Next to the plate for the Bucks, number 22, Adam Becker.
So that'll bring up Adam Becker. Becker is 1 for 2 at the plate today. Had a double and scored back in the third. Becker set a pitch outside for a ball. The senior from Midland, Texas, settles in ready. Pops this one up, and this is sky high out towards the shortstop. And pulling that one in is Mason Hamlin for out number 1. That'll bring up Will Fenning. Fenning is 1 for 2 today at the plate. He singled and drove in a run. Scored a run. Batting .329 for the senior from Arizona. Looks at a pitch outside for ball 1. Fenning, who settles in ready to go. Not much of a lead for Ryan at first base. That one comes inside. Boy, that had a little bend on it, but was too much inside. Runs the count to 2-0. Inside for ball 3. So Trautman trying to work the inside corner. Again, has that submarine style, comes from side-arming it. That is called a strike, and that was even further inside than the other. But nevertheless, runs the count to 3 balls and a strike. Fenning scoots back up close to the plate, takes a swing, and comes up empty. So full count for the senior. Pops this one up, and this is going out toward the first baseman as Austin Hall will settle underneath, pull that one in. So both the power hitters for the Buffaloes, back-to-back, Adam Becker and Will Fenning, pop up. and send that to the shortstop and the first baseman, respectively, for 2 outs. That'll bring up Corey Schmidt, who has homered and tripled. Corey 2 for 2 today at the plate. Pitch is outside for a ball. Schmidt batting .417 right now. 2 for 2 with that home run today. Takes a cut, comes up empty. Evens the count at 1-1. Schmidt settles in, batting from the right side. Fouls that one off at the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schmidt. Big stance, big open stance. Takes a swing and strikes out on that one. As Troman got that one to rise up and struck him out for out number 3. And you watch right here. He's got him swinging, but he came over the top. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We played 5 complete. 9-4 in favor of UTPB. We'll be back for the 6th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
For 90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
A couple other games going on around the conference. Eastern New Mexico beat Cameron 9-8. Also, Texas A&M Kingsville over University of Arkansas Fort Smith 2-1. Of course, Oklahoma Christian beat Texas A&M International 10-4. Kingsville over UAFS 5-0 in the second game. Angelo State in softball beat Eastern New Mexico 4-1. Angelo State beat St. Mary's in baseball 6-1. Some of the games going on around the area. So we are at the top of the 6th inning. Ben Chris still pitching for the Buffaloes. Facing Cooper Zasilski. Zasilski with a 1-1 count. Pitch inside just misses for ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike on the center fielder. Shadows now engulfing much of the infield. That's hit sharply past the shortstop. Seth Ochoa couldn't catch up to it, and so Zasilski aboard with a single. That's his second hit of the ball game. So he's aboard at first base, and that'll bring up Stephen McKenzie, the DH. McKenzie, who is 0 for 1 at the plate, batting .211. Batting from the right side, settles in, ready to go to face Ben Chris. Quick throw to first base as Zasilski is back. Chris again reaches down toward his toes, now comes home with it. Inside corner, misses. 9-4, 9 runs on 13 hits for the Falcons. Four runs on 6 hits for the Buffaloes. There's a slow roller hit to second base. Ochoa steps on the bag, throws over to first. Oh, they say that it was bobbled by Eddie Savoy. So Silsky is out 6-4, or 6 unassisted, I should say. And then Eddie Savoy just couldn't come up with that catch. So Stephen McKenzie is on a fielder's choice. Brings up Austin Hall. Got a pitch runner on at first base for the Falcons. So Austin Hall comes up. He is 1 for 3 today at the plate, batting .236. Looks at a strike. Chris comes home with it. That's going to be a base hit out into right field. Will Finning comes up throwing. As he finds Seth Ochoa real quick and keeps Hall at a single. So Hall over at first. The pitch runner for Stephen McKenzie over at second base. And that'll bring Christian Rodriguez, who is 3 for 3 at the plate today. Rodriguez has singled 3 times, scored once. Batting from the right side. Got a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Chris, the senior from Texaco, New Mexico. Oh, good breaking ball. Just missed inside. Runs the count to 1-1 on Rodriguez. This is fouled off at the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, with the Falcons leading the Buffaloes 9-4 here in the top of the 6th. Rodriguez swings, comes up empty. And he is out on strikes because the runner at first didn't go on the pass ball. So Rodriguez strikes out for the first time. That's out number 2. But pitch hitter runs down to third base. So runners at first and third for Mason Hamlin. So Hamlin, who was 1 for 3, looks at strike 1. Hamlin from Falcon, Colorado, settles in, the freshman shortstop. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Hamlin batting .351, settles in, ready to go. Outside corner misses. Here's the throw down to second. And that scores a run. And they get the runner first, safe at first base. So a run comes home. Austin Hall still at first base. So now a 1-2 count on Mason Hamlin. Here's a shot to Mineta. Throws over to first base in time for the putout. And so Hamlin is retired 4-3 for round number 3, but not before. Another run comes across. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors in the inning. And 1 left on base. We have played 5.5, 10-4 in favor of the Falcons. We'll take a timeout, be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Well, Eddie Savoy will lead things off for the Buffaloes here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Eddie's 0 for 2 today at the plate. Savoy batting .301 this season. He's going to pitch outside for a ball. Savoy looking for that first hit in this game. Pitch is low for ball 2. Andrew Trotman on for another inning of work. It's at ball 3. That's on the inside corner for a strike. And Savoy threw the bat. He couldn't believe it. He thought, and I say that, he threw the bat back because he thought that was ball 4 on the inside corner. So that's outside corner for a strike. So now the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes for Savoy. That time he got hit. So he'll head to first base. So that'll bring up Bryant Bailey. Well, they're going to change. Bailey walked up and then walks back to the dugout. So coming up to hit will be Patrick Donovan. So Bailey was 1 for 2. Donovan will come on now. He'll bat from the left side. Facing Andrew Trotman, who sidearms it into his catcher. It's going to be outside for a ball. And before that, they're going to give the pitch hitter, Patrick Donovan, the wristband, so everybody's on the same page with what signals are being sent in. So Donovan, 1-0 count for him. That's in there for a strike. Well, he's shaking his head, which is He probably would have followed through on the swing. He started to, then pulled back. Patrick looks at strike 2. Donovan settles in, batting from the left side. Drives this one down the right field line, and that one is fouling out of play. Got a hold of it. Just kept curling foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside corner misses for ball 2. So the 2-2 pitch from Andrew Trotman. He checks the runner at first base. That one's popped up out into left field. And he lost it. And so coming around to score, here's the relay in. And so Eddie Savoy comes around to cut the lead to 10-5. As Patrick Donovan sends this up in the air, and really, Jack Haggerty just got lost on it. He couldn't find the ball. And so he went to his right, or to his left first, and then the ball was back to his right. So he came back, tried to find it, but just couldn't up in the sun. So Donovan on at second base. That'll bring Cam Lloyd to the plate. Cam Lloyd will pitch hit for Seth Ochoa. So Lloyd comes up, batting .316, batting from the left side. Pitches inside for a strike. Got the inside corner. Lloyd from Mansfield, Texas. 6', 205-pound junior, batting from the left side. Pops over to the second baseman. He couldn't find it at first and then found it. He lost it in the sun. So Lloyd is retired 4-3. So that's the first out. And that'll bring up Dylan Fesperman, who will pitch hit for Dave Jensen.
Hitting number 16, Dylan Fesperman.
Fesperman, the junior from Phoenix, Arizona, played at Arizona State. Looks at strike 1. Fesperman batting .267, his 31st plate appearance. Fouls this one off at the plate, so he's down in the count 0-2. Runner at third base. It's Patrick Donovan. Buffs have scored 1 run, trail 10-5. And Fesperman strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Trotman. That'll bring up Mike Manetta.
At the plate, number 21, Mike Manetta.
Looks at a strike. Trotman comes home with it. Manetta sends it down the left field line, and that one is curving foul and out of play. So Moneta down on the count 0-2. That one hits him. So Moneta will head to first base. And that'll bring up Ryan Johnson with runners at the corner, first and third. Second time that Andrew Trotman has hit a batter in this relief appearance. So runners at first and third. That's outside for a strike. Caught the outside corner for Ryan. Two outs here in the bottom of the sixth. Johnson fouls that one off. This one is hit over to third, over to first in time for the put out, 5-3. So the Buffaloes in their sixth inning with one run coming across on one hit. There were no errors in the inning and two left on base. Excuse me, one left on base. No, we'll make it two once again. Two left on base. We played six complete. The Buffs trail 10-5. We're back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas. We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are one part passion, one part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
Well, we go to the top of the seventh inning. Ben Chris still on in relief for the Buffaloes. He's pitched an inning and a third. He's allowed one run on two hits. Struck out one. And he gets set to face Michael Clapperton. Clapperton is 2 for 4 at the plate today. He's driven in two. Looks at a strike. Clapperton struck out his first two at-bats, then singled his last two at-bats and has scored a run. Christ inside, that misses for a ball. They use the count at 1-1. Clapperton settles in, ready to go. Inside corner for a strike. Good pitch from Christ. The senior got that one to curve in there. And that one, strike three. Got Clapperton looking on that one. That's the second strikeout for Christ. That's out number one. And that'll bring up Carson Johnson. Johnson, 2 for 3 at the plate today. He's driven in two. Has a double and a triple. Looks at strike one. In the infield completely engulfed in the shadows now. Just some different rays of sunshine in the outfield. Outside corner for a strike. Good pitch. So Chris ahead in the count 0-2. Johnson settles in, ready to go. And that one just misses low for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 10-5 ball game, top of the 7th. Falcons with the lead. Pitch is high and tight for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chris comes home with it. That's going to be hit. Manetta blocks it, but just can't come up with it. He was able to keep it in the infield. That's going to be a single for Carson Johnson. His 3rd hit of the ball game, so he has a single, a double, and a triple. They'll bring Brett Rigtrop up, the catcher. He's 2 for 3 at the plate today. Pops this one up, fouling out of play. He's walked and scored a couple of runs. Batting .273. This is his 45th plate appearance this season. Quick throw to first base. Diving back, Carson Johnson. Johnson takes his lead off the bag at first. Chris comes home with it. Outside corner for a strike. So an 0-2 count. Rigtrop down in the count. Settles back in, batting from the right side. Sends this one out into right center field. That's going to be a base hit. And rounding second, heading to third, now coming around to home is Johnson. As another run comes across for the Falcons. They need it. Now lead at 11-5 over the Buffaloes on a stand-up double for the Falcon catcher. You watch this hit out into right center field. Perfect placement. That rolls back to the fence. Will Finning gets it and sends it in, and that's probably going to be all for Ben Christ. So we'll have a pitching change for the Buffaloes as Christ will finish his numbers at 1 2/3 innings. Ben allowed 4 hits. Allowed 2 runs. They were both earned. Struck out 2, walked 1. Still be responsible for the runner at second base. And we'll have a pitching change. We'll be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Went for a onside kick. Landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family.
We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology, innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Well, Damon Ellington is the new pitcher for the Buffaloes from Rye, Colorado. Played at Arkansas Pine Bluff. He's a 6', 185-pound sophomore. Comes in, he's the 5th pitcher the Buffs have used in today's second contest. First pitch offered is going to be fouled down the left field line for Jack Haggerty. Haggerty batting from the left side, settles in, ready to go. Sends this one out into center field, giving chase. Coming up with that one, here's the relay in, but sliding down to third base, comfortably. It's Brent Rigtrop. And so Haggerty is retired on a fly out to center field for out number 2. That'll bring up Cooper Cecilski. Cecilski, the freshman, batting from the right side, 2 for 3 at the plate today. Ellington's fastball's outside for a ball. It's going to be hit towards the shortstop coming up, throwing in time for the putout, 6-3 for out number 3. But another run comes across for the Falcons as they get 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors in the inning and 1 left on base. They've scored in every inning so far today in this ball game except for the first. And they lead it 11-5. We'll take a timeout, be back for the bottom of the 7th after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas. We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
Well, Eddie Chang's the new pitcher. He's pitched in every ball game in this series so far. 6'1", 215-pound grad student from Los Angeles, California. Pitched at the University of San Diego before coming over to UTPB. And the left-hander comes on to close this one out. He's got an 0-2 record. He's pitched in 12 1/3 innings. and looking to close this one out against the Buffaloes. It'll be Adam Becker to lead things off, followed by Will Fenning and Corey Schmidt. So the 3, 4, and 5 batters in the lineup for the Buffs. Becker, who is 1 for 3 at the plate in this game. So the Bidlin senior makes his way up. And again, he's seen Chang a couple of times. So Becker batting from the right side to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. This comes down to this inning for the Buffs, trailing 11-5. First pitch is high and outside for a ball. There is some light action in the Falcons bullpen just in case Chang gets into a little trouble. That's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. So a 1-1 count for Becker. That misses outside for ball 2. Becker, who has doubled and scored, he's popped up to the shortstop and flown out to left field so far in this ball game. Sends this a base hit up the middle for a single to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Will Fenning. So Fenning comes up. He is 1 for 3 at the plate. He has singled and scored back in the 3rd. He has popped up to the first baseman and flown out to right field. Batting .325. First pitch swinging, fouls it off down the right field line. Fenning takes that practice swing, then steps back into the batter's box in that compact swing. Looks at a high strike. He can't believe it. That one was probably right even with his shoulders. So the 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside corner. Oh, he's going to call him. He's going to ring him up for a strike 3. So that's out number 1. Ching gets the strikeout. So that'll bring up Corey Schmidt, who is 2 for 3 at the plate. Struck out his last at bat, but has a triple and a home run. Going to be high for a ball. Schmidt, deep in the batter's box. Fouls this one off down the right field line and out of play. Runs the count to 1-1. Corey settles back in, ready to go. The junior looks at a pitch way outside for a ball. Actually, that was a nice stop by the catcher, Brett Rigtraub. So 2 balls and a strike to Schmidt. Oh, that one's low for ball 3. So 3-1, the count on the DH. Schmidt settles in. Here comes the pitch. It's fouled off at the plate. So that runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One of those Schmidt didn't get to extend his hands on. Kind of circled around after the fact. Kind of got the pitch he wanted, just couldn't extend him. Takes a swing and comes up empty for a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts. And out number 2. That'll bring up Eddie Savoy. Savoy 0 for 2 at the plate. Was hit by a pitch his last time up and came around to score. Takes a swing, comes up empty. All it is right now for Eddie Chang is just straight fastballs coming in there. And try to overpower everyone. It's going to be low for a ball. Becker takes the lead off the bag at first. Nobody's holding him on. Good curveball that time. That got Savoy looking. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Savoy sends this to the shortstop on 1 hop over to first base in time for the putout. And Eddie Savoy is out 6-3 for out number 3. And so no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. So that concludes the game with the University of Texas Permian Basin Falcons coming away with an 11-5 win over the Buffaloes. We'll take a timeout, and we'll do so and come back and wrap things up here from Wilder Field. But first, this break on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family-owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Well, welcome back to Wilder Park as the Buffaloes dropped the second of 2 games today, 11-5. They won the first one 10-9. And so the Buffaloes fall to 18-7 on the season and 16-7 in Lone Star Conference play with this 11-5 loss to the Falcons from UTPB as they improved to 10-17 on the season. And again, for the Falcons, it really was consistent offense throughout the day. They scored nothing in the first, but 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, and 1 in the seventh to come away with this 11-5 win. And so, again, just going to the bullpen, not afraid to bring in different arms. They went through 4 pitchers. The Buffs went through 5 in this one. In the second one today, in the first game today, the pitching staffs brought 4 pitchers in each, so a lot of arms used in this one today. But again, it's an 11-5 win for the Falcons. And, of course, the 4th game of this series will be played tomorrow, and it will get underway at 1 o'clock with our first pitch. We'll be on the air at 10 till 1, so a good opportunity to catch Buffalo baseball right here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network. Again, our final score, 11-5. I'm Bryce Sheets. A big thanks to our Thunder Vision crew for bringing you all the pictures throughout the day today for this 2-game set. We'll do the same thing tomorrow. Until then, have a pleasant good evening